This longsword is completely broken. With the right setup, you can melt even the hardest bosses in seconds. And in this video, I'm going to show you a secret hidden mechanic that almost no one knows about. One that pushes this weapon's damage into absolutely insane territory. Let's dive in. The core of this build is the Serpent Fang Longsword. Its weapon skill fires a shockwave infused with feathering, tossing smaller enemies aside and staggering bosses when paired with skyborn might. And when you fully optimize it, the damage becomes absolutely monstrous. Scaling of this blade is insane. Right from the start, it has a level 2 multiplier for agility and level 3 for feathering. At mastery level 1, agility climbs to 3 and feathering jumps to 4. By mastery level 9, feathering reaches level 5. To really push the damage, you'll want to pump points into feathering on the skill tree. And here's the kicker. If you temper this sword with feathering or corruption needles, it becomes even more ridiculous. I'll show you the exact tempering setup later in the video. To get the Serpent Fang, you need to follow Lee Dingo's questline. You first meet him in Chapter 2 at Cloudspire. The second encounter is in Chapter 3 at Genwu Temple, where you need to give him the secret letter found in the Avian Marsh area. Finally, you'll see him again in Chapter 3 at the Fairy Overlook. Talk to him first, then head to a shrine and enter the Dream. When you return to the same spot, you'll find the sword on the ground. If you skip giving him the letter, things play out differently. You'll have to fight him instead. After defeating him, go to a shrine, enter the Dream, and then return to this location. Interact with the item here to obtain not only the sword, but also the lustrous red feather, which is used to upgrade your mastery level to 10. I highly recommend doing this since it's the only way to get the red feather. When it comes to armor, just go with anything that gives you solid resistance and mitigation. For pendants, the first one you absolutely need is the Coiled Dragon Pendant. This boosts your weapon skill power, and since that's the heart of this build, it's non-negotiable. You get it by giving the dungeon key to Honglan in the Bride's Boudoir during Chapter 2. Next up is the Crimson Pendant, which directly increases your feathering damage. Since the Serpent Fang revolves around feathering, this one is perfect. You'll find it in Chapter 2 in the Shaft area. The third is the Kylan Pendant. It also buffs feathering damage, but at the cost of lowering your physical damage. That's not a problem here, because we're not relying on physical damage anyway. You can buy this pendant from Tao Ching after handing him the Ivory Seal, which drops from Bai Crew Boss. If you don't want to lose physical damage, you can swap it for the Tigrali's Pendant instead. This one increases all damage, but you'll take more damage in return. You'll get it from White Robed Elder after beating Bow Sorcerer. For spells, you can use Demon Bane Strike. It's a feathering type spell that costs 3 Skyborn Might and has a control multiplier of 6, the highest in the game. It can toss small enemies into the air, which is great against elites and even some bosses. The second spell to slot in is Echo of the Bomagus. This one's defensive, creating a shield around you that absorbs all incoming damage. You'll unlock it in Chapter 4 after defeating Bomagus. For Benedictions, stick only to the Mastery set. Unlock 12 Discipline skills for the full damage boost. Nothing else comes close for this build. Now let's talk tempering, which is absolutely crucial to push your damage through the roof. Start with a Bone Needle Feathering, which directly boosts your feathering attack power. Pair that with a Shadowstone Needle Feathering and another Shadowstone Needle Agility, since the Serpent Fang scales only with those 2 stats. After that, use a Plumestone Needle Temper to increase the attack power you gain from tempering. Finally, slot in an Everlight Stone Needle Continuity, which extends your temper duration from 60 to 90 seconds. With this combination, the Serpent Fang turns into a monster. Let's move to the skill tree. I'll skip the basics and focus only on the essentials. The first thing you need is Health Siphon, which restores health when the final strike of your light attack connects, as long as your madness is above 90%. Then unlock the Feathering Bone Needle so you can temper with feathering. After that, grab Impact, which increases your feathering attack power whenever madness is above 50%. Now, inside the Longsword tree, I picked skills to maximize this weapon's potential. I only unlocked Wind Force and Swordmaster while skipping Sword Savant. Sword Savant just adds a clash effect on the third light attack, which really doesn't matter here. Swordmaster, on the other hand, is huge because it gives you 2 Skyborn Might stacks on the 5th light attack. Since this build revolves around the weapon skill, you won't actually be using discipline skills in combat, but you still need to unlock them to activate the full power of the Mastery Benediction set. Also make sure you're upgrading strong blade nodes to keep raising the mastery of your longsword. After that, start investing in feathering nodes found across the base tree, the one-handed sword tree, the longsword tree itself, and even a few in the spear tree. Don't forget agility either. Serpent Fang scales with it too, so make sure you're putting points into agility nodes alongside feathering. At level 116, this is my optimized tree if you want to copy it. Now let's get into strategy, and more importantly, the hidden mechanic I mentioned at the start of the video, the one that makes this weapon completely busted. On Wuchang, every time you gain a Skyborn Might stack, the feather's color changes, and the sword mirrors it only if you've done feather tempering. That shift isn't just visual. Each step adds an attack buff that stacks up to 5. To build stacks, you need to land 5 hits in a row, and it doesn't matter what they are. Light attacks, heavy attacks, weapon skills, even discipline skills all count, but only if your sword is tempered with feathering. The catch is that each stack only lasts 10 seconds, and if you let it expire, you have to start over. But once you hit all 5 stacks, the damage spike is massive. Your priority is simple. Build up 2 stacks, fire off the weapon skill, then keep the combo going to generate more Skyborn Might and use it again. Stay aggressive, and you'll melt any boss with ease. You can also pop Crimson Lantern Fruit. It reduces stamina cost for 60 seconds. Keep up the pressure, and you'll melt every boss in the game. And to prove how busted this is, let's put it to the test against the hardest bosses in the game, so you can see exactly how fast Serpent Fang tears through even the toughest enemies.
The Empire crumbles, yet here I stand. Immense power, capable of good. Still set on this path. That was the trial's purpose all along.
The chisel is complete. By you. It's time to bring you home! Do not keep us waiting!